In our lives, I want to ask you, does Jesus disrupt your way of life, your way of thinking, your patterns, your sin? Does he disrupt it? I was watching a show this past week, Real Time with Bill Maher on HBO. I know some of you are already turning me off because he's an extreme liberal, but I think that you need to listen to people who disagree with you, who hate religion, so you can see what are people thinking and listening to. And he had Penn Jillette on. Have you ever heard of Penn Jillette? Penn and Teller, the comedy routine. This guy just wrote a book called God No. And he's an atheist, so he and Bill Maher had a lot to talk about. And, they sit there and they bully Christians and everything, and they go back and forth and about atheism, about how Jesus doesn't exist. And Bill Maher asked Penn Jillette, he says, how did you become an atheist? And he said, I did what my youth pastor asked me to do. I read the Bible. He said, I think the quickest way for anyone to become an atheist is to read the Bible cover to cover. Some of you may think that, coming here today. Some of you may believe that. He said, it's, quote unquote, horrifying. The Bible is horrifying. And Bill Maher went right to the Old Testament. Everybody loves to go to the Old Testament. Kill us with the Old Testament. Yeah, when you read God wanted people to kill people. And Penn Jillette says, no, I'm not even talking about the Old Testament. At least that has an excuse. That's tribal warfare and such. I'm talking about the New Testament. Most people don't go that far. Jesus, everybody loves Jesus in one way, shape, or form. So I'm talking about Jesus. Jesus is horrifying. He said, what man would come and ask his followers to leave their families? Did Jesus do that? He did. That's horrifying. What kind of God would ask us to leave the things that we love and love him more? I think Penn Jillette is onto something. I actually think he's onto something. I think he's asking a question most Christians will not ask. And it is, in a way, horrifying. The message that Jesus brought, in a way, was horrifying. I think Penn Jillette is right in a way. What Jesus asks us to do, if our worldview is about us and about serving us and about our idols and about our families and about our churches and about our schools and about our programs, then it is all about us, then he's right. It's horrifying when he says, no. I don't want you to follow that. I want you to follow me. That's disruptive. If you just think about it for a minute. And the sad part is, my brothers and sisters, in my life and in our lives, I wonder if Jesus is as disruptive as he wants to be. I wonder if he causes as much commotion in our lives as he wants to cause. I wonder if he really is the king. You see, what happens here, what Penn Jillette's missing and what we miss about this horrifying nature of Jesus' call is that when he comes, he redefines those relationships. And those relationships become even more valuable than they were before Jesus was involved in them. Do you follow me? When Jesus comes and he says, love me more, what that does is it makes you love everyone else more. When he says, I want you to worship me alone, you stop worshiping other idols. And it redefines your relationship with your wife. It redefines your relationship with your husband. It redefines your relationship with your kids. It redefines your mission, your purpose. It redefines your relationship with the world and the way you see it. That's why Jesus says, love me more. And it is disruptive if our worldview is not a gospel worldview.